In the Khutba, you mentioned protection for the ones who have mustard seed of belief. It sounds very light. I'm sure that there's a lot more intel in it. If you could please elaborate on what
First, we have to understand, we cannot take these hadiths also and to say, oh, that means that everyone is going to be. Because we're talking about intercession. When you talk about Shafat, even according to scholastic knowledge, it is very specific. It is not just free for all, amnesty. It is not. Because Prophet ﷺ himself has said, my Shafat is only for those ones from a nation who has committed the big sins. Okay, the big sins. So does that mean those who didn't commit the big sins, they're not going to get Shafat? Those who think they are not committing big sins, they're not going to receive Shafat. Do you understand? Already now, in the terms of Shafat, you may say half of the Muslims don't believe in intercession. If you don't believe in intercession of the Prophet, you will not receive the intercession. Because the faith now is everything too. The faith has to be not just believing in Allah, and you have to believe in the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet is the Prophet of intercession. If you don't believe in intercession, then you believe in the Prophet is not correct. If you believe in the Prophet is not correct, how can you believe in Allah, be 100% or be good? He cannot save you. That's what Shaykh Efendi never says people become kafir or this. He says your faith is not enough to save you. Your faith will not be enough to save you. This is what happened. People have faith, but it's not enough to save them. People pray, it's not enough to save them. People go to Hajj and Umrah and they do all sorts of things. It's not enough to save them. Because now they're not understanding the Prophet ﷺ. They don't believe in intercession, and they don't believe what the Prophet came here to bring justice. Everyone seems to be okay with everything that is happening. Especially Muslims, first world country Muslims, they're okay with everything. They're saying, this is fine. Everything, all this chaos, everything oppression, it's okay. People are cursing at the Prophet, cursing at Islam. It's okay. Everything is okay. So where is the honor? Where is your sharaf? Gone. Your sharaf becomes the sharaf of the Ahli Dunya and the Kafirs. So, Tariqat is teaching us that we are all making a big sin. First one. If you think you're not making a big sin, you haven't taken one step in Tariqat. You haven't. Because Shariat is telling us what is outside, but the Tariqat is showing us what is inside. Outside, you're not worshipping to the Buddha, you're not worshipping to the idol, but there are idols inside. And if you're not understanding what is that idol inside, and you're not clearing it, you're still worshipping it, you're making the hidden shirk now. And people who enter into Tariqat, we understand this and we want to get rid of this hidden shirk. Whether we're worshipping ourselves, or worshipping our anger, or worshipping our greed, or worshipping this dunya, or worshipping women, or worshipping cars, or worshipping, you worship something other than Allah. So you haven't really activated your La ilaha illallah yet. So you don't have proper. Your faith is there by the tongue, but the heart is not moving properly. That faith is not able to save you. It'll get you into a lot of trouble. Because you say something, you claim something, and you're doing something else. So Tariqat first is to teach us that get rid of the hidden shirk. Shirk is the biggest sin, no? To get rid of that. But how many people are entering the Tariqat and they're busy with power and visions, and going to maqams to get more power? Going to maqams to ask things. How are you asking? Are you even invited to go? If you go with your ego, how it can be? So, the believers, they have hope and they have fear of Allah. They have hope, as what our Shaykh said so many times. You must have that hope to say that if everyone goes to Jahannam and there's one person that is going to Jannat, you must believe that you are that one person going to Jannat. That much hope you have to have in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that fear from Allah is, if everyone is going to paradise and there's one person who goes to Jahannam, you have to have that fear that you are the one who is going to go to Jahannam. So this is not that easy. You have to carry fire in your hands. You're never in a position of your ego is being safe or certain. Not your ego. So now for those who believe that they are big sinners, intercession will be for them. Didn't we hear the letter of Sultan Abdul Aziz Khan? He is the Khalifa. He is protecting Islam and the Ummah. And yet he says, I'm the biggest sinner. It's not just words. He's believing in it. Because he's hoping for the intercession of the Prophet ﷺ. How many going now to the presence of the Prophet, Rawza Sharif, and they're asking for nonsense. Nonsense they're asking for. Once upon a time, there was a sultan. And he had one, his Iqbal, his favorite, his beloved one. And his wazirs were very jealous of him, saying, this one doesn't have much, he doesn't have knowledge, he doesn't have wisdom, he doesn't have nothing. Why the sultan is loving him? So the sultan from time to time, he wants to prove to the wazirs the station of his beloved one. And he said to them, collecting them one day, and he says, if I were to grant you anything that you want, what would you say? The wazirs were shocked. His beloved was listening. One of them said, I wish to have more power. The other one says, I wish to have more properties. This one says, I wish to have more military might. This one is saying this one is saying that. And the sultan was listening, testing to see where they are. And he's saying to the beloved one, the one that everyone looked down on, he says, what do you want? That one just went up to the sultan, grabbed his hand, he says, you. Once you get him, you get everything too. But he's not looking for anything, he's looking for him. How many people now in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ, they don't want him, but they want other things? How many people are praying to Allah, including us, that we want, but we don't want Allah? And these are the days of Barat, yes. How many people are going to take Barat to mean, okay, that means let me make a very big list of what I want from Allah. I want this, I want this, I want more job, I want better work, I want this, I want more money, that whole list. But how everything that they're asking is going to leave them here when they enter into that grave. How many really have a passion and a love for Allah to say, I don't want anything, I just want you? Tariqat is teaching us that. Don't just say, oh yeah, I'm going to say, you don't know what you're saying. You will be a hypocrite if you say it. Have you ever said it to the Prophet? Yeah, I said to the Prophet, but you don't know the Prophet. Have you ever said it to a person who is living? Yeah, I say that all the time. Who is it? My son, my daughter, my mother, my wife, my husband. Do you say it to the one who's representing the Prophet to say, I don't want anything else, I just want you? If you haven't taken that one step, your faith is not going to save you to be able to reach to the Prophet and to reach to Allah. So we are all in trouble. If we understand we're in trouble, intercession will reach to us. If we understand that we are the ones with that mustard seed of faith. Because look, you will understand how much love you have for Allah and His Prophet according to how much time you actually spend thinking, obsessing, being busy with Allah and His Prophet. We have our Shaykh, and Allah in His mercy is showing us that from that love and that passion, He will bring us to the presence of the Prophet ﷺ. But if you don't have that, then you're in very big trouble. Your love is according to your imagination. Your religion is according to your imagination too. Then you don't know what it means. So now, if we understand Yeah, we're in tariqat, we accept it, and we have to fight against the idols that is in our heart. Then you're going to take the training. You're going to take the sohbat. You're going to put the sohbat in your life. You're going to understand, you're going to connect yourself better to your Shaykh. And once you start doing that, you'll get bigger anyway. You're not going to get smaller. Your understanding, your wisdom, your knowledge, your faith, the reason, your satisfaction is going to get bigger. So, we are in need of that. We should not rely on our zikr. We should not rely on our worship, on our fasting, on our zakat, because our zikr and our fasting and our zakat and everything that we're doing, it is the ego interferes in that. It is corrupt. How can you bring something that is dirty to the presence of the king? We cannot. But the king says, love that one that I love. He will intercede for you. So we understand that we're dirty and we're asking him for intercession. Then we're relying on him. We're not relying on ourselves. Safety will reach, inshallah rahman. But if you become proud and you say, I don't need him, I don't need any awliya, I can do by myself, then good luck to you. And this is majority of the Muslims now in these days. A very big warning to all of us. May Allah forgive me, inshallah. May Allah always make us to be under the feet of our Shaykh and to continue the work, inshallah rahman. May he be pleased with us. May his protection reach us, inshallah. May he forgive us. May he protect us against the fitna and everyone else that is going to put any obstacle in the way of haqq. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum.